protocol. So as a result, he'll be out for this Sunday's game. Adebo will be out, Fedoni, and Kayvon.
Like I'm saying.
Jackson's ruled out, you said Sunday?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have any details about why, setbacks or delays or what happened there?
Yeah, he's just in the protocol, and that's where he's just working through that phasing of it. And so, based on the testing and the results, we're declaring him out for this week.
Was there any setback along the way? Like, did he have to go back in the protocol, like the steps wise?
I think the protocol is the doctors handle that protocol. Like, I have nothing to do with that. So, and where he's at, that all goes through the doctors, the independent doctor as well. So they make those determinations on where he's at.
Even though obviously you have to respect the process with the doctors, how does that affect your just planning for football planning?
Yeah, no, there's a lot of respect for the doctors and what the job they do on a day-to-day basis, handling all our players. And that's our job as a coaching staff, is to adjust and continue to build our guys up, the guys who are in the backup roles or next man up mentality, stepping up, being prepared, and being ready to go for Sundays.
Obviously, Jameis will take the first team reps today. Did he get any first team reps Wednesday or Thursday, or were those all Jaxson and now it's Jameis?
Well, the reps and all that stuff, I'll kind of keep it in-house, but Jaxson got some work with those groups, as well as Jameis.
What, if anything, will Jaxson do today?
Well, we'll talk with the doctors on exactly what we want him to do. Again, he did work yesterday, and he'll continue to work today. To what extent, that'll just be up with my decision and the doctors after talking.
Just to be clear, this is based strictly on the doctors and the protocol. It's not you guys saying we're going to hold them out to be cautious. It's strictly...
Yeah, we're just living by the protocol and what the doctors' opinions are. Yep.
Are you surprised by this end result? You obviously had him taking reps, so were you hopeful? And now you have to kind of switch gears, switch plans?
Yeah, no, my only concern was just making sure Jackson's healthy and right. And again, we have a lot of trust in the doctors. We have a lot of trust in that process, going through the concussion process. I know myself, I've had a couple concussions over the course of my career, and you just want to feel comfortable and good. And so I think having that trust and understand that everyone's just looking out for your best interest is important. And we are certainly doing that with Jaxson. And wherever he ends up getting to in this concussion protocol, which is, again, it's like very vague term that, again, as a coach, I'm not a medical professional, so I'm not going to speak on the process, but I trust it, right? And some of our best people in the medicine world are in it, and they're giving them the great opinions and making sure everybody who has to go through this process is in the right shape.
Having an answer before you take the field for practice today, was that important from a coaching perspective to know, let the team know, let Jameis know, let Jaxson know about where you are your final day preparing for Sunday?
Yeah, the beauty of Jameis, the beauty of our group on offense and defense and special teams is our guys prep. They put the work in. They're preparing themselves to play. Whether they're a practice squad guy or they're a backup in a primary role, they're preparing and they're asking questions and they're detailing out their work throughout the work week. So no surprise to me that Jameis is ready to go. I have full confidence in him, and just like I did last week, and we'll just keep on carrying on, and Jameis will carry the torch for the group.
We know that Jackson's been examined for concussions here, and obviously this is the first one diagnosed here. Has he had concussions in the past? I'm
not going to get into the medical health of the medical history with Jaxson, but we're just where we're at right now, and we're just going to take care of that business first.
There's a lot of teams in this situation where the alternatives are guys that you might be less comfortable just having to fill in there on short notice. Obviously, you have two guys who've been around a long time. I assume Jameis is the kind of guy you don't have to worry about the short notice thing.
Yeah, he's a pro. He's a true pro, and the way he prepares, the way he approaches the day, even whatever really, whether he was the starter, the backup, or the third, he's prepared the same way. So his consistency has been a good thing and something you can bank on, something you can lean on, and in his veteran leadership as well.
Just to be clear, Mike, he is going to start for you on Sunday,
yes.
Jameis.
Yes.
Nick Jones popped up as limited yesterday. Is that anything that's concerning for his stats for Sunday?
No, I wouldn't be concerned about that.
When you have rotations, or if you want to call it, at position, do you communicate with players before the game, or is that something that takes place during the game? How do you manage that just now?
The substitutions?
Well, not substitute. If you're going to take a guy out of the game and put a different guy in, is that something you guys talk about beforehand, or is that something that happens live on Sundays?
I think they're two different kind of questions. The first, the substitution part of it, yeah, you're rolling in different personnel groupings, different people in different spots based on the down distance situation. In terms of like subbing in a guy in or out, I'd say it's fairly similar. Like a lot of guys get a lot of reps at, receiver, or different spots of receiver. They're playing the X, they're playing the Z, they're playing the F. So that's like pretty common and pretty normal. Same thing in the back end. They're playing corner, they're playing nickel. They have to be able to overlap that. If we're playing in like a dime personnel grouping, now they're playing like a linebacker type position. So, there's definitely a lot of different roles to those guys, and we have a lot of pieces that can play multiple roles. Some people can play inside, play outside, play safety. Nick's one of those guys that can kind of do it all as a Swiss Army knife for us. So I'd say it's kind of the flow of the game as we're rolling with it. There is communication that goes back and forth between the coaches if we're making a change moving forward or an adjustment, but it's not like every single substitution is getting like recorded over the headset. It's common. Like we talk through those substitutions on the personnel grouping. So I'd say to answer your question, it's probably a little bit of mix of both, but it's pretty common form across the league.
I know you're not a doctor, but when you were watching Jaxson out there, did he seem normal?
Yeah.
Was there any indication of anything out of the ordinary as you watched him practice?
Yeah, Jaxson looked like his normal self. He looked great.
Couple more. Mike.
Do you expect that the tape banks, Corey Black rotation to continue, or would you like to settle? You and Shane like to settle on that one guy?
Sorry, I missed the last part of that. Go ahead.
Do you expect that tape banks, Corey Black rotation to kind of continue, or would you and Shane like to settle on that one guy on the outside?
I think it's a nice flow that we have. Like there's an ability to kind of move guys in and out and create some rhythm for them. So as we get into each game's going to be a little bit different. So we'll see what the kind of packages we need those guys in for. The coaches have been doing a good job mixing them in and mixing and matching it. So each game will be a little bit different. We'll approach that the same way this week.
Flop back.
I'm sorry, back. Yeah, he's back. He's back. Baby's healthy, mama's healthy, so all good news.
How was Darius Slayton look to you this week?
Yeah,
he came back yesterday.
Yeah, he's progressing nicely. He's progressing nicely. I like his chances for the game.
Mike, could you go through the end of the season? Is it still all about winning, or sometimes teams in this situation want to take a look at younger guys and maybe mix guys into different roles and stuff? Is there any of that long-term evaluation, or is it just what gives us the best chance to win?
Yeah, I would agree with you. It's just what gives us the best chance to win each week. That's all our focus is on this week, and really just today. I mean, today's a great Friday. We have a great Friday practice rolling around for us, getting us ready to go win a game on Sunday, and we got to put in the work though. I mean, the work day is not over. That's going to give us the best chance to do